I'm gonna be very strict, ha? Cast members, one word only. One word or feeling. What will you use to describe Quezon? The movie, ha? The movie. Your part in this movie. Or at least your experience in this movie. One word only, a feeling, and why? I'm gonna begin with a wait, actually, sige. Dito na lang sa likod muna. Yung pinakabata. Hi, Therese! Ay, ko na muna. Para yung mga nasa likod naririnig. Does she have a mic? Go ahead, Therese. One word. Feeling.
One word, revolutionary.
Wow! Bakit?
One word lang po, thank you.
Bakit nga? Ikaw naman.
Masunurin po ako eh.
Okay.
Um,
Nag-revolution ka din ba habang nag-filmmaking?
well, ever since naman, yung the whole trilogy part, like what Direct Gerald said, the fact that he was able to curate, create, and produce, along with TBA, yung trilogy of historical figures, that in itself is already revolutionary. But here in Quezon, grabe, we were able to really raise questions that are meant for us viewers to ask afterwards. And I think the biggest takeaway, walang spoiler. Anyway.
Okay, wag. Sige.
Yes, but I think the biggest takeaway for me here is the experience that the audiences will get to experience afterwards. That's the revolutionary part for me.
Yan, wag natin iwan sa sinehan ang experience. Angeli, what's one word to describe Quezon for you?
Heartbreaking.
Ay, bakit?
It was heartbreaking. The first time I read the script, it broke my heart. Hearing it in the script at the script reading broke my heart all over again. You know, so I can just imagine how the audience will feel kapag nakita namin yung collective experience namin after we did this, after we collaborated in this insanely beautifully written story. Thank you po, Rodi Vera and Gerald Arrow. It was heartbreaking for me kasi yikes, ang nerdy kapag sinabi ko to. Kasi when I was a kid, I really loved history.
Nice.
I was one of those kids na tatandaan ko talaga yung dates, the names, etc., ganyan. And as a child, parang biglang nag-flashback kasi sa akin yung mga pangalan, yung mga petsa. Tapos, now I understand kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng lahat ng inaral ko back then. And it just broke my heart. Kasi sabi ko, ito pala yung ibig sabihin ng inaral ko dati. Meron akong mas malalim na pag-uunawa ngayon sa kung anong meron tayo sa kasalukuyan. At kaya, I mean, hindi ko naman sinasabing heartbreaking siya in a bad way. It's like heartbreaking because it kind of opens you up again. You know, so it makes me care all over again about our present history, about our present situation, about our country, about every fellow Filipino. So that is really why I want people.
Okay lang. But that's why. Heartbreaking. That's why it's your choice of words.
I want people to watch this film.
Ayan.
It's moving.
That's why we're promoting it. Lahat sabihin October 15, manood sa cinema. Thank you for that, Angeli. Thank you for that heartfelt answer. I'm going to skip to the other lady in that row. Anna.
Yes.
Anna first. Sige, ladies first in the back. One word, why?
One word. Intense. For me, it was intense because it roused feelings that I guess just brought up feelings. I think because the set for me was so real. Every time I'd go into the set, I felt like I got back there, and it roused feelings more of actually about women in those days for me. I'm part of a family that I guess pushed the envelope forward, and I also felt that it was a man-dominated time. But I also felt that our director wanted more from his women, wanted to show that we weren't just that we deserved more. I don't know, I just felt that even though the scenes were short, my scenes were short, but I just felt that Gerald wanted something in those scenes that will show how the women had to control themselves during that time, but they were also full of intensity and passion and life. And yeah, and women now are also going through that. So for me, it was intense feelings. I remember there was a scene when Gerald direct told me to sort of find your way. Can't be as strong as we can talk now normally in a conversation, even if it's your own home. So yeah, I went through that, I think, kind of language. And I kind of felt for a while how women felt then, how they had to maneuver their way, make their space a bit small, but still
It will
be the
translate.
one behind, be a power, be a force. So yeah, that was interesting as an actress, and as a woman, yeah, it was intense to be brought there. Because also our locations were crazy beautiful, and our production design was amazing.
Thank you. Let's hear
Please
from-
watch.
Thank you. Let's hear from the boys in the back. Doros, please. Yes. One word.
Chururut hey hey.
Chururut hey hey.
Then-
Bakit?
Maraming hindi nakakaalam ng word na yan. So, knowledge.
Define.
Knowledge. Dami seryoso eh. Knowledge. Kasi kung paano binuo itong pelikulang ito, alam naman natin lahat, knowledge is power. So, dito sa storya nito, it's about power. How you control it, how you apply it, how you get it. So, ang ginagamit natin dito is knowledge. So, alam nyo na yan. You have the power.
Kaya nga
Okay?
knowledge, alam.
Ha? Yeah, basic knowledge.
Kung hindi nila alam, alamin na lang.
Oo.
Kaya
Malalaman ninyo. Kailangan lang ng mga tao yung knowledge kung kailan ito ipapalabas through you guys.
October 15.
Yes, October 15.
Thank you for that,
Yes.
Joros. Si Aaron naman. Si
Yes,
Aaron.
please
ikaw,
have
one word.
knowledge. Thank you.
Thanks, Joros.
Thank you, Joros. Thank you, ma'am. Para sa akin, truthful siguro masasabi ko sa pelikulang ito.
Okay.
Kasi bago ang lahat, ginawa ni Direk Gerald to, na wala kami dapat i-filter. Ayaw namin nag-filter at gusto namin pakita kung ano talaga ang pagkatao ni Quezon during that time. No? So, para sa akin, truthful. Dahil lahat po ng mga information at data na pinasok ni Direk Gerald dito ay pawang may katotohanan lamang. Malamang sa aking character bilang Joven Hernando is just a fictional character, but then again, I was able to justify Joven Hernando and show it to people that this is Joven Hernando. It signifies the youth right now, and somehow it connects to the young ones, young leaders like me. At it's just, I am grateful and proud to say that from General Luna and up to Quezon, I'm still part of this family.
Wow. You completed the trilogy then.
Oo,
Yeah.
dun sa tatlo talaga, ma'am.
Wow.
Oo.
What a journey.
Because you have the knowledge, sabi nga ni Joros, and we all have the power.
Thank you for that, Aaron. Shifting gears for Jake and Karil. Sige, ayan, we're slowly making our way down. Shifting gears lang. I hear nga, speaking of connection to the youth, galing daw kayong nationwide tour for Quezon. We also went through mall rounds in an election campaign and sortie style. Diba? Nakita ko yun sa social media. Diba? So, Jake and Karil, were there memorable responses from the students, people around the malls? I'm sure you were able to chat with them. Sige, Karil first.
Nauwi kami sa Quezon kasi doon ang Casa Esperanza ni Mama, na-vlog ko pa. Nakakatuwa na talagang we had 1,200 students on the first day, nung Saturday. Tapos on the second day, taga Candelaria, Quezon naman. Siguro makikita mo talaga, paulit-ulit namin sinasabi na part sila ng film because they were there in Tayabas, Quezon. So sila yung mga talent na kasama namin. Kitang-kita mo sa mukha nila, sa attitude nila that they love Quezon so much. And I think just seeing all the students there together, ang tatapang ng mga tanong nila.
Very good.
Nakakakaba, di ba, Ben? So, may kabang factor kasi ang laki ng expectation nila sa mga generation natin. So, we have to level up because the youth is really there.
I think that's what Joros was saying. Knowledge nga is power.
Knowledge is power, oo.
Nag-aaral
Handa sila.
sila.
Nag-aaral
Oo,
sila.
nag-aaral and they can
Matapang
see.
din sila.
Very good.
Maganda mga katanungan nila.
Yan ang future ng Pilipinas. Nakikita naman natin ngayon really how involved the future generation are. Wonderful. To you, Jake, you were saying may isang magandang katanungan yung isa sa mga students.
Yeah, we had
Would you
a
like to
chat.
share?
One of the things na very memorable nung tour namin, actually the whole tour is very impressive kasi you're reaching out dun sa mga tao, no? Tsaka yung mga forum, napakahalaga pala nun para makonect sa mga tao. And one of the things na lumabas na question, one of the students, tatalino ng mga bata, is that sa character mo, anong gagawin, kung anong iisipin ng character mo sa nangyayari sa politika ngayon.
Wow.
And that really, I think we were kind of shocked that we heard that kasi nag-isip muna kami bago magsalita. Usually we're very, very easy to, sige na, sagutin na natin to, magpakengkoy.
It
ganyan.
made you all
We
think.
really had to think, wow.
And dig deep because that also really means nag-research din kayo sa mga character nyo. Whether fictional or talagang someone you portrayed in his, historical truth. So,
I'm not gonna give you that answer now.
why not? Why not?
But as my character, as Manuel Nieto, probably, I mean, we look at what's happening in our country and you say, you will feel that you are moved and engaged. You want to engage in what's happening. You want to be part of history, the right side of history. I think that's just common sense. It doesn't matter if it's our character or me. That's how I think about it. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Jake. And I think it was a wonderful experience again to really engage the youth and the people, how they will be responding to this film. So Chris, back to you for that one word of your experience of Quezon, of what it is about Quezon people should take home or watch out for. Baguhin ko lang yung angle.
Well, I think you will start questioning.
Questioning. Okay.
Because parang now kasi when you look at the landscape of politics, you will ask, saan ba galing itong mga nangyayaring ito? But then, with the movie, parang, wow, meron palang pinanggalingan from way back. So you will see a lot of things that are familiar that's happening now. It's the power play, it's the things that changed people into powerful monsters.
Roots, kumbaga. We're gonna dig deep
Yeah.
into the roots.
So I think my word would be
Questions.
questions.
How about you, Benjamin? Thank you. Takeaway angle, what our audiences should watch out for when they watch Quezon.
Parang mas gusto ko yung angle ng una.
No, okay lang. So, nasa
mas
harap
masaya.
kayo eh. Kaya kinailangan ko i-change yung angle. Mukhang ikaw sunod ha. Sige.
Parang mas advanced yung
Benjamin.
question sa amin. Yeah, discerning, I think. To be able to discern that or blueprint. Because this movie will give you the... Quezon holds the blueprint, or he held the blueprint to politics, which kind of reflect hasn't changed much from the politicking now. So I think that's what they will see. They will see the blueprint of, and to be able for especially the young ones who had the privilege to go through all the forums. Although nandun na talaga sila, they're very hypercritical and they're such strong critical thinkers na you cannot just tell them something and then they'll just receive it. Talagang they question. Tama si Kuya Chris. So with this movie, it will give them the blueprint, hopefully to have that revolution na hinihingi ni Terry, that movement, that courage. Sa napakagandang sinulat nila, you will find enough here, enough ammo, enough substance to really, napakagandang mga eksena nila. You can really use it. Parang marami kang pwedeng gawin na, doon pa lang sa trailer namin, dami ko nakikita ng memes eh. So, with the entire movie, you will really see, okay, whichever side you fall, whichever party you follow, or whichever opinion you have of what's happening, you will find something here to use. So hopefully that's what they get.
Thanks for that, Benjamin. And finally, Emilio Aguinaldo. One word. Anong takeaway na gusto mong sanang manotice ng audience?
Politika.
This is really the heart of the matter, huh?
Yes, parang mula noon hanggang ngayon, makikita nyo dito sa Quezon na walang pinagbago ang politika natin. Ang politika ay pinapaikot lang ng mga pinakamalalaking pangalan, mga pinakamayayamang personalidad at pinakamakapangyarihan. Ang politika hanggang ngayon ay siraan. Siyempre, ang ambisyon ay hawakan ng kapangyarihan. So, makikita natin yan sa Quezon.
And sana not just to see it, but something to learn from. Ano nga ba yung sabihan? Kung hindi ka marunong tumingin sa pinanggalingan, di ba?
Hindi ka makakarating sa paroroonan.
Eh, nandito nga tayo eh, di ba?
Kaya nga napakahalaga nitong Quezon dahil alam naman natin ang kasaysayan ay napakahalaga. Yun nga, hindi tayo natuto doon sa kasaysayan natin eh. Kaya hanggang ngayon yung politika natin ganito pa rin.
Well, definitely it's a wake-up call. Now with that said, and all of our cast members were able to at least have a bit of conversation already and speak up, I would like to open the floor to you, our dearest members from the media, to start our Q&A. All you have to do is raise your hand, begin by stating your name, the media outlet that you represent, and again, a kind reminder please, all questions, let us focus it on the movie or film, Quezon. Who would like to begin? Can we please give the microphone? Yes, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm CJ of CJ Says, a movie content creator. My question is that Quezon is a biopic about former Philippine president. With all the recent happenings nowadays, ano yung pwedeng mapulot ng mga tao sa pelikula nyo, particularly in choosing the right leaders?
Choosing the right leaders. Who would you like to answer this? Direct. Choosing the right leaders. Kasi may mga, ang dami ng takeaway di ba?
Pwede ba yung chururot na lang? Kasi ever since naman ang buong thesis ng trilogy is find the parallelisms between the past and the present. So, wala siyang specific about choosing the right leaders, but it's about trying to find what has changed and what has not changed ever since. Palaging ganun siya. So, hopefully, pag napanood niyo yung pelikula at parang natali niyo na lahat yung buong tema ng tatlong pelikula, hopefully that's enough to inform people kung ano yung pwede nilang baguhin sa sarili nila and kung meron silang kayang gawin para mabago yung sistema, ganun. But also, it's a way, pero isang mababaw na lang na part. We've always wanted to make history entertaining and compelling to audiences kasi ever since hindi naman talaga malaking bagay yung history sa Filipino citizen kasi hindi natuturo sa atin ng parang yun na yung kung paano mo itatali yung past and present, hindi masyado natuturo sa atin. It's always about names and dates and yung heroism. Pero in this case, we're hoping na magsimula tayo i-question kung ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng bayani, ng pagkabayani, and kung ano yung mga roots ng mga bagay na nakikita natin ngayon, kung saan sila nanggaling. Kasi meron mga malilinaw na threads kung saan sila nanggaling.
Na sana maging relevant at hindi lang mga minimemorize para maka-answer sa mga test.
Yes, exactly.
Diba? So, paano to maisa sa buhay. Lalo-lalo na ngayon. Thank you for that question. Next.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ika Tiveros Chang from Team P-Check. In this day and age of an ever-changing landscape in social media and being at the dawn of AI, how important is a historical film like Quezon?
Nice. That's a good question. Producers and directors as well, no? Sorry. Yeah, Daphne, in an age of AI, bakit importante ang historical film? Or Jake, would you like to
Thank you,
buy
Jake.
Fact-checking, right? I mean,
Fact-checking.
I use that for me as an actor. For example, when I was given the screenplay, may ginagamit, for me, this is a personal thing that I do. I input the script, the screenplay, the script, and then I put all the historical write-ups about Quezon. So, and then the app that I use, the Google Notebook, helps me make an arc for my character, and then I can have a conversation with the AI.
That's a good prep.
Yeah, it is.
Using
For me,
technology now to help you prep. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I do. But it's not for everybody, but it helps me for research.
Wow. But I want to touch on that. Again, historical film direct. I think this should go to you. Dapat bang mawala ang mga historical film, especially when it comes to this age and technology?
AI is very useful as a tool. Basically anywhere. Pag nagsusulat, pag nagpipitch ka, it's very useful as a tool. Pero once you start relying on it for historical facts, it's never reliable.
Nawawala yung humanity.
No, and when you ask it to create something for you, then hindi na yun. Hindi na yun tama. Pero as a tool to help you make some shortcuts in your research, ganun. And siguro in conceptualizing stuff, yes. Pero yun nga, yung the act of creation itself, it still should be a very human na activity.
May AI ba dito?
Sino
Ay,
wala.
sige.
Future projects?
Wala.
Not in the pipeline. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead, Jonas.
Water please.
Jonas,
What we're trying to say is we have to go back dun sa mga main source ng kuwari kinukunan natin ng history. Kasi for example, AI, for example, like yung mga, di ba sa Google, ano yan compilation yan ng iba't ibang sources and hindi lahat tama. So, tama si Direk, pwede siya gawing shortcut para malaman mo kung ano yung mga main source. So, doon pa rin tayo babalik sa knowledge. Kailangan meron kang knowledge sa paggamit at kung paano i-apply. Kasi first time ko yung AI, tawa lang kami ng tawa. Si Ate Ai pala yung kausap ko.
Therese wants to find. Therese, go ahead.
Going back to the question, in a world full of AI and new technology nowadays, it's so easy to be distorted with fake realities. Oxymoron. Pero yeah, fake realities nowadays, ang bilis na malinlang yung mga tao. Films in general, it's a time capsule of where we are at in this world. So historical films in particular, it's really important because not only nire-research talaga ng mga directors, ng mga writers, yung cast and crew brought. It's really evident na it was made with a purpose for us to know who we are as human beings, na not AI cannot even repeat in its own technology. So yun, for me, historical films is really important to be against AI because unlike AI, films has a purpose that only humans can understand.
Nice. Okay, Echo, yes, you want to pipe in?
Sorry, can I just piggyback on Terry?
Sorry, Angeli. Sige, Angeli.
One sentence lang direct, sorry. Bukod sa sinabi ni Terry, it makes it personal kasi. So, mas malalim yung dating sa tao.
POV and perspective. Echo, thank you for that, Angeli.
Everybody spoke about AI already, but medyo na-skip kasi yung social media. It's very powerful and ever changing, always manipulated. So films like this, it's not only for entertainment. Films like this are made with people who really love cinema and history, and these guys poured 10 years because history is better seen in a bigger screen. And social media, just like films, books, records, kwento, at kung ano-ano, is very important. There are no shortcuts to truth. So you have to know, so you cannot be fooled when it comes to news. You cannot just get your news from social media. You have to, even though we were not born during those times, we have to pay respect to these people who keep it alive. The historians, the writers, the directors, the people who are passionate about it. Yes, it is very important for us because history is knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Pasok si Jones. Thank you for that. And again, let's be discerning with what platform it is you're actually using or watching. Thank you. More questions over there naman?
Pwede po kunin
Ay.
sa bulletin. For Direct Taro, historical accuracy is always talked about, but like just as we saw in Magellan, there was also questions in terms of what was really accurate in the interpretation. So how do you sift through the facts of Quezon's life? Like it's known as elitista, it's also known as a womanizer. How do you sift through that for what you create within this particular film?
I always start with the themes first. So, palagi yun yung una. And dun sa tatlong pelikula, palagi may disclaimer naman sa simula na the film is a mixture of fiction and fact, basically. So, how to sift through that, I use the themes of the film. In this case, it's the power play na ginagamit ni Quezon throughout his entire career. Since he was a lawyer, hanggang naging governor siya, hanggang naging president siya. So, with that theme in place, dun ko malalaman kung kailan ko pwedeng baliin ng konti yung kwento para lang ma-explore ko yung mga tema. And then dun ko rin pwedeng malaman natin kailangan mag-stick ako dito sa fact kasi nandito yung tema na gusto kong paglaruan. Kumbaga. So madaming instances sa buhay ni Quezon na ganun. Kasi when you start reading up on his life, palaging yung mapapansin mo yung how he won over someone, how he won over this case, how he won his power play with this person. Palaging ganun. So it wasn't that difficult sifting through it as long as I had the theme in place.
Thank you for that. And it really goes to show Direk is really at the helm of this film because your perspectives are pretty much showing how you are telling the story. Thank you for that.
Just a fun fact na,
Yeah.
last na. If you watch the movie, and please watch the movie, Therese Malvar's character, siya yung actually representation on social media ngayon.
Yeah, watch out for that, October 15. Thank you. Next question, yes.
Good afternoon, Archie Liao from Abante Tonight. I would like to comment echo kasi ang tawag dito, ano ba nangyari sa daliri mo? Kasi sa show na napaka-professional mo, na umattend ka ng Grand Press Con kahit may nangyari sa daliri mo. Ano ba nangyari?
Nakakalakad pa naman.
What happened?
Kinagat ng kotse ko. Hindi, actually, naipit siya sa pinto ng sasakyan. Medyo may surgery na. Pero okay lang, nakakalakad naman ako. Okay naman. Thank you. Ha? Hindi lang ako makapaglinis ng ilong. But anyway, yeah. Thank you.
Bilang aktor, isa sa pinakamahirap na gawin ay yung real life story, ano? Nung ginagawa mo ba, ay pinaportray mo si Quezon, feeling mo ba ay ginagaya mo siya o ina-acting?
Pag inacting mo kasi hindi na totoo eh. Kailangan maging totoo sa'yo, kaya mahirap siyang gawin. Kailangan namin na gayahin siya. Kaya kailangan ko kailangan namin maintindihan nila Mon, nila Ben, bilang kami ni Ben Quezon 1, Quezon 2, pati sa staff namin may Quezon 3 and 4. We all have to understand kung paano siya mag-isip, paano niya gamitin yung karisma niya, paano siya sa tao, sa relasyon, sa mga gamit, sa pananamit. Kailangan namin gayahin lahat at maintindihan. Kaya nagkakalkalan kami ng mga mangyayari. Sila Ben, lagi kami nagpapasahan ng information. And just like I said kanina, binigyan kami ng mga materyales para pag-aralan namin. Sapat yung mga binigay sa amin ng materyales para malaman namin yung mga pinakamaliit na kibot niya, kung ano man yun. So, kaya pagkatapos ng pelikula, nakakapagod siya. Nung pagkatapos ng pelikula, ewan ko kung ako lang yun, pero karamihan sa amin naiyak. Kasi bibitawan mo na siya eh. Napakalaki, napakabigat, napaka-ibang tao, ibang klaseng tao. Kahit sa ngayon panahon na to, sasabi ko sa inyo, kakaibang klaseng tao. Kaya para gawin yun, parang kulang nga yung 2-3 buwan kung gusto namin na talagang bugbugin pa yung preparasyon namin eh. Pero napakasarap na nandyan ka, binibigay mo yung lahat mo, tapos nandyan silang lahat ng team namin. Pati yung mga actors, nagko-contribute kami sa isa't isa. I've never been, okay, not to be unfair, with all due respect sa lahat ng mga sets and productions na ginawa ko. This team has been so involved in everything, every part and everyone. So, yeah, cheers to everyone.
Follow up lang.
Sorry, can we give time? We need to get, that was already two questions.
Follow up lang doon sa, but was there a time na na-feel mo na sinabihan ka ni Quezon?
Ah. Thank you.
Mga pananalita niya na nakuha mo. One time may pumasok. I mean, sa mga photographs, yun yung hindi naman ako sinapian. Punyeta lang ako ng punyeta, pero hindi naman ako sinapian. But when you say sinapian kasi, not spiritually or but yung ugali niya pinasok ko sa katawan ko eh. Inintindi ko kung paano mag-isip ang isang presidente na ganyan. Paano ano ba nangyayari sa kanya? And kadalasan, one time, dumating ako sa bahay, pag bumisita si Janine sa bahay, and kasama yan, sabi niya, oh my God, kamukha mo si Quezon. And then yung staff namin sa bahay, Sir, ano ba? Bakit? Para ka matanda. Gumagano siya. So, there were times that I would even surprise everyone, and so, inuwi ko siya. But there was no choice. You have to bring it home. I'm not a method actor, but you have to bring it home. I mean, Ben can add to that. Right, Ben? Di na, huwag na.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Thank
Salamat.
you. Next question right over there.
Parang makahanap ko doon sa horror page ng ano.
Magandang hapon po.
Yes.
Kanina sinabi niyo revolutionary, heartbreaking. Siguro maaari po naming matanong, ano po ang kahalagahan ng pelikulang Quezon o kaugnayan sa issue ng korupsyon ngayon sa bansa?
Kaugnayan ng Quezon, halaga, yeah. The importance of the film with the issue of corruption today. You'd like to link it? Direct, I think you'd like to take this one.
Alright. Actually, babalik lang ako dun sa mga napag-usapan na kanina eh. Kasi, yun nga eh, yung buong pelikula, it's really trying to draw parallels and connections between the past and the present. So siguro pag napanood niyo yung pelikula, mas magiging malinaw kung ano yung paulit-ulit na lang na nangyayari sa bansa natin. Which is the same thing that we try to say with Enra Luna and Goyo. So yeah, the film is important in that sense. Pero parang ayoko mo nang i-spoil at i-spell out lahat ng mga tema ng pelikula. I think mas magandang ma-experience ng mga tao.
At ma-discover nila for themselves. Thank you for that. Yes, more questions in the back there. Go ahead, please.
Hi, I'm Alawali Ignacio for Tribune. This question is for Kay. There's very little we know of Doña Aurora Quezon. How was it like portraying her? And despite the flaws and faults of her husband, gaano kalaki yung suporta niya para sa kanya?
Actually, I have my nerdiest castmate, Jericho Rosales, to thank. He gave me a book on Aurora Quezon that I really studied. So ang dami nakasulat doon about her. She was a humanitarian. She brought Red Cross to the Philippines. She once served as the honorary president of White Cross Children's Home. And all these good works remain to this day. So what a woman, diba? And siguro dito sa film, makikita mo yung masalimuot na relationship nilang mag-asawa na hindi siya doormat, na nandun siya. Pero yung tiwala nila sa isa't isa because they valued education so much in their home, having a lot of educators in their homes. Yung diskusyonan nila sa isa't isa, yung trust, makikita mo that in the bedroom, they have an equal footing na siya ang truth teller sa kanyang asawa. And I think mahalagang makita yun because now we can see the humanity of our hero, diba? The hero that we are questioning. So makita mo na hindi lang siya puro magagaling na talumpati, which he is very much known for, but he has that human side where he's questioning things, where he's expressing himself with somebody he truly trusts. So I think that's a nice dynamic to see in the film.
As my final question, okay, as Doña Aurora, what was the most difficult scene you played with Jericho as Quezon?
Siguro yung, hindi ko kasi pwedeng sabihin ko ano nangyari doon, pero
no spoilers, no?
Oo, marami magaganap kasi na makikita mo yung ano nga ba ang asawa, diba? Sa nung panahon yun. ano bang pinagdadaanan nila, yung layers na yun. And may init na naman yung bato. Nainis ako.
So,
May ganun. Pero yung pagmamahal nila, ang lalim kasi. They've known each other forever. So, yun.
Pwede mo naman i-mention yung fight scene natin dalawa.
May fight scene.
Oh!
I think we saw it well, no?
Joke lang. Yeah, may mga eksena makikita yun doon. And I think it pretty much sums up their relationship, yung mga peaks na yan.
May snippets ng trailer.
Thank you very much, Kay.
Thank you for that question. More, please, there, that side.
Hi, Therese from One in Manila. Hello again. For Aaron and Sermon, you've been part of the Bayangiverse family since General Luna, and then now the final film, Quezon. Ano yung reflections niyo with this like full circle moment, I guess?
Shall we start with one? One first? Yeah. And then Aaron.
Yes. First of all, gusto ko magpasalamat kay Direk Chero that in-include niya si Aguinaldo sa tatlo. Oo. Ano kasi magkakaiba. Although isang role lang yung ginampanan ko, si Emilio Aguinaldo, magkakaiba siya in every film, di ba? Sa General Luna, nakita natin siya as General Presidente. Sa Goyo, as exiled president na nanumpa pa nga sa katapatan ng mga Amerikano. Pero ang tanong kasi, after nung nahuli siya ng mga Amerikano at nanumpa siya, ano ba nangyari kay Aguinaldo? At sasagutin yan dito sa Quezon.
Nice. Thank you for that one. Aaron.
Yes. Hi ma'am. Magandang hapon. At siguro masasabi ko kung ano man yung mga nangyayari dati and up to present, it's the same thing. Tama yung sinabi ni Direk Jerod kanina na hindi tayo natututo, inuupo natin yung mga maling leaders para sa Pilipinas. And I guess, especially now, Perfect. Ang character ko. Sorry, nawala na ako. Well, it's amazing for me. Yes, coming from General Luna, these 3 movies is very, very special for me. It felt me like they are my second family. Working with them for 10 years, it's not easy. It's very memorable. So much joy, happiness. Init ang ulo, wala kayong makikita sa set na ito. Yun yung maipapromise ko kumpara dun sa iba. Mainit pero walang init ang ulo. No, gusto ko maging totoo sa inyo. Ganito naman tayo, di ba? Maging totoo tayo, no? For me, naramdaman ko yung pagiging pamilya sa mga taong ito. And thank you for making these films, Direk Jerod and the team, TBA family. Ito na lamang yung mga pagkakataon natin mapakita at marinig ng mga tao kung ano man yung mga dapat ipakita at dapat gawin na historical film. I think it would be a good example of making a historical film. At yung standard talaga ni Direk Jerod ay talagang priceless. It was priceless. Everything is priceless. With regards to family, to making this film, from the crew, from the staff, to my co-actors, and surrounded by amazing actors in the Philippines. It's just a blessing.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations for the film.
Thank you.
We have a
This side, yes.
From Miss Janice.
Hello, good afternoon. Can I have 2 questions? Okay lang?
Nakadalawa. Sige.
Content lang naman.
Mami mag-iya. Sige.
First question to Jericho. After playing the role of Quezon, what did you realize about yourself or about your love for the country? And the next one, the second one, if you are Quezon in this time, how will you resolve the issue of corruption?
Yung una muna, sige. Mabigat yung second. Give it.
So I must admit, mahirap na isolve yung, sagutin yung question na yan, okay? But I will try.
First love of country, you discovered about yourself.
Yeah. Nag-usap kami ni Gerald kanina, pareho kami palakol sa history. Bago nung nasa high school at ano. And I really never liked history. Bored me to death, and I was just like falling asleep always. And because of this film, parang nabuhay yung pagka-Pilipino ko. And it's such a blessing. The timing was perfect. If we all know that it was going to be played by TJ, but now he went a different path, and we had to talk with him. Made sure, hey, how are you gonna go? He even visited the set. He was so wonderful, graceful, and everything. And so I said, Gerald had asked, would you like to play the role of Manuel L. Quezon? So I jumped right away without even understanding what it meant. I just said, yes. And he said, gusto mo bang basahin yung script? Ay, oo. Remember that? When you called me, I was at nasa Lavender Fields ako. Yun pala may meaning yun. May meaning pala yung pag-play ng presidente ng Pilipinas, ng presidente ng Commonwealth. So anyway, to cut the long story short, I understand now how important history is. And I understood that the reason why I fall asleep in history class and nung bata ako is because I didn't care about the country. It is care that actually makes you move. It is love that makes you move. You love your family, then you move. You love your friends, then you move. You do the things that no one would ever do for them because you love them. And because of this film, I saw how important it is for everyone to take responsibility and actually knowing and understanding saan ba tayo galing? Sino ba itong mga hinahalal natin? Sino ba itong nilagay natin? Hindi pa po ako nagma-mic drop. But it's very important for us to understand what we love the most about our country so that we will be proud again. And through history, dyan mo malalaman bakit ko ba mahal yung Pilipinas. Pero naiintindihan ko ngayon because of this film that now I am more involved. How do we solve corruption? Corruption is just like a pimple. It's the byproduct of puyat and the oil and everything that we eat na hindi If going back to the question of ano yung mapupulot natin dito sa pelikula na to, play the trailer 10 times if you need to because the answer is there. All the words that he selected, that he cut, has a meaning there. Meron siyang meaning. Saan ba nang gagaling ito? Bakit ba nakakalusot? Hindi trabaho ng isang tao ang pag-solve ng corruption. Trabaho nating buong Pilipinas, bawat isang Pilipino. Kaya namin pinili I Am the Philippines because we also should take responsibility. What do we need? What do we actually need? Then write it down and announce it. We need a website so we can check everything, what's happening around us. We need information, we need this, we need that, we need to fact check and everything because it is our taxes. It is the money. We serve each other. How do we solve it? We all have the answers. Not one man, not one person.
It's the collective. Thank you. Thank you for those good questions too.
Yeah,
More
thank you so much.
Yes, other side of the ballroom. Your turn.
Hello po, Christopher from Philster.com. Going back to Sermon, in a way, apart from being the Bayaniverse trilogy, and this is something that Benjamin told me some months ago, that this can also be seen as the Aguinaldo trilogy because it's all about how Aguinaldo operates in contrast or in comparison to the main characters. So my question to you is, anong pwede niyo sabihin about tungkol sa how you portray Aguinaldo versus what Filipinos know in history about Aguinaldo, and how can you marry the two?
How you versus the Filipinos.
Yes. Although doon sa ginawa ni Direk sa General Luna, medyo hindi ko naman masasabing sobrang negative ang naging dating ni Aguinaldo. Medyo naging controversial yung ating pagtingin kay Aguinaldo and napakarami ring tanong na kung pumupunta na naman dun sa Bayani ba to. Noong ginagampanan ko yung character ni Aguinaldo sa General Luna, hindi ko kasi siya tinitignan as kontrabida. Lagi naman, every time gumaganap ako kontrabida. So niyakap ko si Aguinaldo eh. So, nalaman ko yung mga positive na ginawa niya. Of course, first President of the Philippines, sa unang republika, siya din ang nagwagayway ng ating bandila sa ating kalayaan at naging revolusyonaryo siya nung panahon ng Kastila at mga Amerikano. Marami siyang positive na nagawa. Pero kagaya ng mga pelikula again ni Direk Gerald, ang mga heroes natin ay tao lang. Yun ang maganda kasi pinapakita lahat ng mga flaws nila, lahat ng mga kapalpakan, lahat ng mga pagkakamali. At si Aguinaldo, alam naman natin na yung kanyang pagkabigo sa revolusyon, yung pagkatalo niya hanggang mahuli siya ng mga Amerikano, naging, kumbaga, masalimuot, napakaraming questions kung bakit nangyari yung ganong pagkakataon kay Aguinaldo. So, napakaganda for me as an actor, nagkampanan ito. At sana, ang pinagdadasal ko lang ay kumita ang Quezon dahil baka kainin ni Ma'am Daphne ang sinabi niyang huli na itong trilogy na to. Gusto ko pawiin niya yung sinabi niya. Nakakatawa dahil si Aguinaldo, kung sino mang presidente ang gusto nilang gawin, buhay pa rin si Aguinaldo doon ang gatay na.
Nice one.
Diba, Direk?
Dapat si Enrile ka doon ako.
Parang ganun na rin eh.
Nice one.
May additional question lang ako kay Mon. Mon, nung niyakap mo si Aguinaldo, naramdaman mo ba siya?
Actually, nung binubuo ko yung karakter ko sa General Luna, maghapon ako doon sa bahay ni Aguinaldo sa Kawit, Cavite. Nag-immersion ako doon at talagang, actually bawal yun, pero medyo napakiusapan ko yung caretaker doon kasi may mga harang-harang yun eh. So humiga ako sa kama ni Aguinaldo. Baka mapagalitan yung
Bon. So, evidence. Bon.
Hindi, ano lang naman yun, parang sandaling-sandali lang. At yun nga, so sana Ma'am Daphne, hindi pa ito ang huli. Direct. Tuloy natin ang Bayani verse.
Continue. We have time for one last question, please. One last and we'll wrap it up. Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm Alan, Photography of Inquirer. I have a question for our female cast members. Kasi for Ariel, Anna, and Julie, and Therese. Kasi nabanggit kanina, it's a male-dominated world, especially back then. And hindi nakapronta yung mga contributions ng mga females. Pero what do you admire about your respective characters, and what do you think yung ginawa nila to make the most out of their situation, to still make a difference during that time?
Thank you. Let's start with Anna. What do you love about your character?
What? Sorry.
How this is a male-dominated world.
Yes.
But what is it about your character that you loved?
Okay, yeah. So, my character is a fictional character, but I belong to a family who are journalists, and our daughter actually is our daughter is a filmmaker. And so that's very revolutionary for me. It's very advanced, a progressive family. I definitely feel in my character that I was supported, even by my husband, which I think is quite rare in those days. Yeah, so in that way, I feel that, honestly, yeah, when Angeli said it was heartbreaking, I really felt, wow, grabe pinagdaanan ng mga lola namin. Really, what women went through for us to be enjoying what we're enjoying now. And I think that's very clear in the film, because I think that's why we have a daughter instead of a son who's a filmmaker, and she is, for me, I think that, wait, I'm just worried that I'm gonna say something, but the future. She is the next generation again, and I think it also paves the way and gives hope for women. I felt, like I said earlier, I felt that thing, that sort of how we have to sort of make ourselves small, but also I think there's that underlying character that
Gerald made, that you can feel also he wants you to say something. So as an actress, that was such a challenge, a beautiful challenge, and intense. And in that way, I was like, wow, talaga. I'm thankful to all the women before us and the women who are gonna be there after us.
How about you, Teresa, since you were the daughter that she's talking about?
It was actually a nice decision na kahit fictional siya, it was their choice and their intention to make their daughter a filmmaker. Since during that time, especially, filmmaking was also one of the male-dominated industries other than journalism. And then for my character to actually become a female and a female director is a big revolution then in this film. What I liked the most with Nadia Hernando was that she was given the space and the freedom to actually use her platform and use her voice to create this art. To use this medium for the message that she wants to put out.
Thank you. How about Anjali?
Spoiler. I just want to add, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm right, he was also President Quezon who, the right to, who allowed women to, not allowed, but the right to suffrage, you were allowed to vote during, So that also, and I think that's why I felt that also in the material, no, like there was that strong of also women moving forward.
Counting,
Yeah.
That they count.
Go ahead.
Angelico naman. What is it about your character na you love and spoke about this being a woman in this time?
Well, I wouldn't say I love it. I do admire her for it. I believe she's truly a woman of her time. No, I mean, she when she married, I think it takes a certain kind of woman to be married to the first president of the Philippines, you know? Alam niya kung ano yung pinapasok niya eh. Alam niya na even if ang magiging katawagan niya ay first lady, hindi siya, wala sa kanya yung spotlight. The way to be a first lady is to be first a wife and a supporter, you know? And she knew that. And the funny thing is, kasi when you research about Maria Agoncillo, there's barely anything about her. At first, you would think that's a problem, but as the person playing Maria Agoncillo, I turned it into the winning thing for me. The fact that there's barely anything about her means it's not important to her. Mas importante sa kanya na umangat yung asawa niya. Para sa kanya si Emilio Aguinaldo, diba? Pinakasalan mo ang presidente ng Pilipinas. Sino ako? Kailangan ko siyang suportahan. I would not be worthy to be called Mrs. Aguinaldo, Mrs. First Lady, if hindi ko kaya maging katuwang. You know? So that is how I see her. You know? And tulad nga na sinasabi ni Miss Ana, hindi madali, at saka ni Miss Carla, hindi madali maging babae ng mga panahon ngayon, pero yun na nga yun eh. That's why I admire her for it. She knew what she was getting into. And she was, she was okay with it. And also, ito din sa amin na lang, I think, Limon, every time kasi we do a scene, I actually feel the support din from him. I also feel that love that Aguinaldo has for his wife. You know, na he knows na yun si Maria para sa kanya. Na without her, he can't do it either. So yun yung nafe-feel ko, magkasuportado talaga na yung isa't isa, even if I'm in the shadows, so to speak. So, yeah.
Thanks for that, Anjali. And of course, Karil.
Ako, Miss Daphne. Parang yung history tapos na her story naman daw. Yung pangunahing ginang si Aurora Quezon, she's a very special woman. Nasabi yung right to suffrage, and that's because she has this statement na parang, why should women be subject to the same laws as men if you do not have the right to vote? So her quote goes along those lines. So talagang pinaglaban ni Manuel yan. But I love the question, Alan, because it segues to my event. On the 22nd of October, Aurora will be having a screening we were able to secure a venue grant at the Metropolitan Theater. So of course, everyone here is invited. We're gonna try to honor Aurora Quezon in the best way I know how, since our paths crossed in our charity work. So we will be supporting White Cross Children's Home, and of course, we will be also. She's a big educator, and she really wanted to make sure that people in Baler, for example, had access to more than just primary education. So we will be raising funds so that students from public schools can watch Quezon for free. So please support, and we will be inviting. Thank you so much.
Cheers. When was that again? What date?
October 22. Manonood tayo ng Quezon sa Metropolitan Theater, which is culturally significant kasi the first time there was a film showing there at the Metropolitan Theater, Quezon was in attendance.
Wow. Nice trivia over there. Thank you. One last question apparently. Okay, go ahead. And there you go.
Okay, MJ Felipe po. Just quick question lang. I can't believe na hindi mo favorite ang Heka si Jericho. I can't believe na hindi mo favorite ang Heka si Geografiya, Kasaysayan at Sibika.
Adventure talaga gusto.
Okay.
Wala sa mga subjects ko.
Okay, no, my question is for you and for Mon Confiado.
Hey. Hey, MJ.
Given a chance, kayo ba'y tatakbong presidente today?
Nice.
Why or why not?
Ako hindi, wala akong kahilig-hilig sa politika. Minsan hindi pumasok sa isip ko na pumasok sa politika at aminado ako na hindi ko kakayanin at wala akong alam.
Thank you for that. Echo.
The short answer is no. And the long answer is that, I just came from Tanzania, and with Cape Town and everything, and Nelson Mandela was there, and there was a free walking tour. And basically, yun yung pinaka-sold para sa akin because the tour guide just said at the end, we just need leaders who really care, genuinely, sincerely care. That's all you need. Everything can be learned. I never graduated. I never went to college. Aral ako mag-English dahil sa television. Dami kong eskwelahan pinasukan. Dami mong pwedeng pag-aralan lahat, pati acting, pati yung art, lahat ng pwede mong pag-aralan online, yung libro, lahat. Tanungin mo, maging producer ka, gusto kong madali. Lahat kaya mo. Pero pag wala sa puso mo, at hindi talaga genuine sa'yo, ang pag-care at pagsilbi sa isang tao, hindi mangyayari yan. Ano-ano pa kung isang buong bansa. Ang pinakamahal ko sa buhay ay ang sining. Paano ko ipagpapalit ang sining sa isang posisyon? Paano ko pagsasabayin ang sining at ito? Paano ko pagsasabayin ang ibang okasyon at ang pamumuno ng isang bansa? Hindi biro maging presidente. So ang hinihiling po namin ay ang puso mismo ng isang presidente. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think that wraps up our Q&A. That's a beautiful question, a beautiful final answer. Here to wrap up our program, a closing message from the film's director, Direk Gerald Tao.
Okay, may background music talaga. Maraming salamat sa pagpunta niyo and for supporting Quezon. I hope everybody watches the film starting October 15. Hindi lang dahil sa gumawa kami ng pelikula, it's really more to support the industry and the art form of cinema. Kasi alam naman natin lahat na medyo on shaky ground ang pelikula. So this is one effort from the heart, from everyone involved, na para mahila kayo lahat ulit pabalik sa sinehan. Because we all know na it's kind of, I wouldn't say dying, but it's on shaky ground. And I'm hoping na this is just one of the films na pwedeng magpabalik sa mga tao sa sinehan. And hopefully with enough success, marami pa mga producers at filmmakers na ma-inspire na gumawa pa ng mga pelikula for the cinemas. Hindi lang para sa streaming, sa YouTube, etc. Kasi sobrang importante yung experience na nanonood tayo lahat sa sinehan. Hindi yung sa phone lang natin at sa bahay at sa TV. Sobrang importante yung myth-making, yung pagbubuo ng kwento natin as a nation. So, please support Quezon.
Thank you for that, Director Tarog. And we will, of course, give you photo opportunities with the whole cast. May I ask the whole cast to please stand and put the